Hey there everybody, this is Sven Han, welcoming you back to Let's Play Lufia 2. In the last episode, we retrieved the stolen crown from the Allen's castle basement from Bertie and Bart, and in this episode, we'll continue on with the adventure, but first, we're going to sink some of that reward money into some new equipment. I'm not going to buy any of the weapons because, frankly, it's not really worth it, but I do want to have some armor for Maxim because his defense is kind of on the low side. If you want, you can use any of this equipment to further increase your defenses, but normally speaking, I just use what I find in dungeons, unless one stat is really lacking. I mean, it just annoys me if Maxim has less defense than Tia does. Okay, so in the next part, you need to go to the shrine here, although not before running into a horde of enemies that will just take care of with some huge area attacks. Probably won't even need Maxim. Nope. Alright. So in this shrine, we'll run into someone from the nearby town of Temple who wanted to do some shopping, but apparently the key to the shrine has been lost. And then you talk to this guy, and he says that someone named Abel stole the key, or took it, and used it for a treasure hunt. Now, of course, then it's up to us to retrieve the key. I'm not going to bother with those guys. And this is the shrine right here. Actually, a cave. Alright, there we have the little kid. Are you Abel by any chance? Yeah, what is it? I came here to find the key you've taken. Oh, that. The key is... What's wrong? The key is... Your grandpa was so upset. He said you shouldn't treat that key as a toy. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Give me the key right now. But... What is it? Come on! Hey, Maxim. It doesn't work that way. Would you tell me what really happened? I won't get upset at you. Please? A huge monster suddenly appeared, and I was so freaked I threw the key at it. And that monster took the key and went inside the dungeon. Okay, I understand. Don't worry. We'll find the key for you. Really? Yes. So promise me you're not going to do this again, okay? I promise. And I'll apologize to Grandpa, too. That a boy. Now this place is dangerous, so go back to your grandfather's. I will. Please be careful. You're so good with kids, Tia. I'm just prepared, that's all. Of course. If only he could understand what I mean by that, I wouldn't be so frustrated. What's on your mind, Tia? Oh, nothing. Let's go, Maxim. Yep. She wants to have his babies. Apparently the feeling's not mutual. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to just pick up these little blocks of wood and take them over to this bridge right here. Although not before being intercepted by yet more enemies. Thankfully, we'll have some nice spells to take care of those. Of course, not enough to one-shot them, but we have our capsule monster to do the rest for us. And you want to put this down over here. And voila, the switch is down for a high potion, which is always useful. Okay, basically in this dungeon there are several ways that you can go. Both of them essentially lead to the same places, but if you go through this door as opposed to the one in the top left corner, you can get an extra bit of treasure, which in my opinion is always worth it. Now in this room you actually want to keep the monsters alive because you need them to open the door for you. What you want to do is you want to throw down 2 of the pots on the switches, and the last one will have to activate it by a monster stepping onto it. I got lucky there. Normally it takes me a lot longer to actually get that. A surprise attack. Oh crap, I hate this. Let's just dispose of those guys. By using the Mega Quake, that should take care of them. Yeah, the monsters slowly get tougher as you go through the game, but it's not usually a problem. Okay, in this room, there's... ah, crap, more monsters. Just the one. Alright. No need to cut that out. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep the cutting to a minimum. I'll cut out some of the random battles if I'm going through like an enemy gauntlet, but I'll try to keep as much of it in. You see the cracks here on the ground, you can actually fall through those, and you'll end up in a nice little conclave here that you can enter. And if you put the block on the switch, you can enter this door here and get a nice reward in the treasure chest. That's right there for the taking, actually. Now, let's just... I'm going to really abuse the Mega Quake, by the way. In the early parts of the game, that's just so powerful, it'd be a fool not to use it. So here we have a Horse Rock, which we're going to equip on Maxim or Tia, if either one of them doesn't have a rock. Oh, she has the Cactus Jewel, of course, I forgot. So normally I have an Eagle Rock, but Horse Rocks are not really all that bad. I think Eagle Rocks give a little bit more agility. And you can push these blocks over here to get on with the dungeon. These moths are annoying because they can put you to sleep, but that's nothing that our bomb attack can't fix. Using the Insect Crush. That's the reason why I didn't upgrade the weapon for Maxim, because in this part of the game, it's vastly superior to any other weapon you can get, and of course, I lose Tia in the process. See, this is why I hate this game sometimes. Of course, it's my own fault for getting attacked by all of those monsters and her not having any defense. Of course, it's a shame to use a miracle for just... that's worth 1,000 gold coins. Normally I'm a bit higher level, though. Okay, what you want to do here, you have a secret staircase, and you have to put the pot on top of an invisible spot to make a staircase appear, and we're going to be using that later in the dungeon. And here we have a nice little secret that will get us a light armor. That'll have to do. Yeah, the light armor is definitely worth getting. There's some more treasures in the game, but... okay, so here we have a room basically just full of enemies. Not going to be fighting those. But you can fight them if you need some extra experience. So then we get back to this little part, and I went the wrong way again. Damn it. I keep going the wrong way. Let's see, what was the correct route again? Oh yeah, right. I remember, it's at the bottom. You have your staircase there. You can save here if you want. There's more doors over here and another little secret over here with 2 chests. Namely, another miracle that'll repair us for the one that we lost. And a brave. Now what a brave will do is it'll increase your gut stat, and gut increases the rate at which your IP grows. So the higher your gut stat is, the more your IP grows when you get attacked. Now, let's see if this is actually the right way to go. Okay, this will get us some more treasures, I think. I'll have to check. Crap. I really should have done a practice file of this. I'm really out of place here. Okay, so we have several options that we can go. I do believe this part basically just goes on with the story. Right, yeah. There. So basically you just push these pillars into the water, and that'll allow you to continue. But one thing that you can do that's interesting is you can push this pillar over here, and if you do that with the other one too, then you get a nice little extra treasure in the Witch Ring. Now the Witch Ring is really, really good. I definitely love having that one. We'll get that one to Tia, which will dramatically increase her intelligence and her magic resistance, allowing her to deal and receive more magic damage. Now this little bit here goes right on to the next part of the dungeon, which is essentially where you have to go later on, but we're not going to do that quite yet. Oh yeah, puzzles reset when you walk downstairs, so if you want to do some exploration, you're going to have to keep that in mind. Alright, so now finally let's go to that particular place that I wanted to go, which is the staircase here, which leads to 2 little interesting places. The first is this little switch here, and you can see that the grass regrows. So what you want to do here is keep your bomb equipped, and use that to be able to push this dumb little... Of course, I'm doing things wrong. That's how you do it. Sorry for the lack of commentary there, I was just way too concentrated for my own good. Alright. So what you have here is the switch that you need to pull. Of course, this is one of the easier puzzles in the game. You just stand there and shoot it with an arrow. And that's basically it. So I just went through all that trouble just for one activated switch. Okay, so I guess that area wasn't optional. I don't even know where I'm going in this game. This is the worst Let's Play I've ever done. And it's only my second, so that's promising for any future endeavors. Okay, so right here we have a couple of treasure chests. The problem is, if you open any one of them, the spikes will change and you have to fight all the monsters downstairs. But in my opinion, that's worth doing. So I'm just going to grab these treasures, and then I'm going to just quickly dispose of all the monsters there. And a nice power brace, that's going to come in handy for Maxim, since he doesn't have a shield yet. Also boosts his intelligence a little bit. What's in this slot? Head equipment, don't have anything. Okay, so I'll just take care of all these monsters real quick, and I'll meet you when I get done with them. And with that, we're back. So the spike's clear, and we can now continue on. So you will have noticed that by pushing the switch at the top, we can actually go through here now. So that's where we eventually need to go, but having cleared the puzzle in this area, we want to go upstairs to this little bit and grab another nice little reward in the jet helm. So finally we have a head equipment slot for Maxim, and this will again increase his speed and give him a lot of extra defense. And you can use the IP to decrease the speed of your enemies in battle, which may come in handy occasionally. You can use your sword swings to manipulate the movements of the monsters if you want to avoid them, and I definitely say that you would want to do that. Okay, so basically there's 3 ways that you can go here. This is where you eventually end up going, and then the other 2 routes, basically you have to complete a few puzzles. Not really anything outstandingly difficult. First though, you want to go here, in the secret entrance, and grab another miracle. So by my count, I think we have 3 of them now, where we could have had 4 if it weren't for my stupid mistake right there. And it may be difficult to avoid the crabs here. Also, the crabs are enemies that can occasionally drop power potions, which, as you may know, permanently increase your strength by 3. If you want to, you can farm them. It's not really all that worth it, because 1, you'll end up with enough strength later in the game anyway, and there's really only one reason why you want to have a lot of strength early on in the game, and I'm not even going to be able to do that. Though I'll tell you what the opportunity is when the time comes. Of course, everyone has their own style of playing a game. I usually, in my normal playthroughs, I grind a lot because I always want to have the best equipment, and there's an optional boss that you can defeat that's incredibly difficult not too long from now. And you definitely want to be a high level for that one if you want to have a decent shot at beating it. I'm probably not going to be able to do that in this playthrough, though. I might give it a try, but I'm fairly confident that I won't even stand a chance against it. And you'll find out why in a couple of episodes. Until then, though, having lowered the water in 2 places, we can now continue on and head through this door. I like this dungeon music, by the way. It's tense, and it's kind of has this panache to it. You can save there if you want to. In fact, let's just do that just to be safe if anything goes wrong, which, knowing my stupidity, it just might. Of course, arrows aren't gonna destroy that wall there. Who are you? Didn't you pick up the key a little kid threw at you? We'd like it back if you don't mind. It's mine now. I'll never let it go. And here we have the Regal Goblin, which is kind of a pathetic enemy, to be honest. Now, there's not a whole lot that Tia can do aside from attack. You can either choose to just hit it or attack with Spark. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Generally speaking, Spark does more damage, but it would depend a little bit on your levels. Now, the Regal Goblin has an annoying little mechanic in that he can attack twice every turn. So as soon as he summons an enemy, I like to have Tia use the Mega Quick to dispose of them really quickly, because they can overwhelm you because you only have 3 party members. And Fumi is not immune to being dead, so... And that's the stupidest thing I've ever said, I think. Now, Frenzy will provide you with an attack that's really useless, to be honest. But I suppose you could use it. Occasionally I like to have a look at my IP abilities because I keep forgetting what kind of equipment I'm wearing. Okay, so your IP bar goes up the more damage you take, but I'm not going to take any chances and risk Maxim dying on me, because then I'll be really screwed. Now the Regal Goblin, I think he has around 500 HP if I'm not mistaken. And as long as we're at full HP, I'll just attack. I could have used Spark, but I find the animation takes longer than the damage is worth, to be honest. And most of the time he'll just call for reinforcements anyway. Now occasionally you can use the bomb attack if you want for some extra damage, especially if your IP is really high, because there's barely anything you can spend it on. And Fumi will help us out in killing this thing. Damn, he's calling a lot of reinforcements. And Tia's starting to run out of IP. Normally it's not such a huge issue, but okay, that was it. It gives us a lot of experience. Yeah, enough for everyone to level up, and ooh, Jeltzy even level up twice. Alright, and now we have the Shrine Key. Okay, well that was still an easy boss, I suppose, but the bosses will get harder. Now, you can either walk out of the dungeon again, or you can use the new spell, your item Escape. And I prefer to just do that, because it's quicker. Also, I may have... Did I equip the new equipment that I got here? Apparently I did. I thought I got something for Tia. Oh well. Anyway, now that you have the key, you can give it to them, and... Apparently she is Hilda. We're such good people. Go ahead. Thanks for all your trouble. Yeah, don't sweat it. That's what monster hunters are for. Having opened the shrine, we can finally make our way back to the overworld. Or to the next part of the overworld. There's some new strong enemies here, and including... Oh, right, the green jellies. I might as well show that one. Now, the red jellies aren't really a challenge. Neither are the green ones, by the way. They just have a lot more HP than the other ones do. Not really anything that should cause you a whole lot of trouble, though. Yeah, they're not that tough. Anyway, right here we have our town called Tenbel. And I'll heal up for the moment because we might need it. Oh, you came to Tenbel. Let's see. I guess I haven't got your names. I'm Maxim, and this is Tia. Hello. Thank you so much for what you did at the small shrine. Oh, it's you, brother. I was just about to go and talk to you. Hilda, who are these people? They found the key when I was in trouble at the small shrine. This is Maxim and Tia. Glad to meet you. This is my brother, Guy. Here you helped my sister at the small shrine. Thank you. Maxim, please stay here today. I'll cook something special for you. That's a great idea. I don't know about her other abilities, but her cooking is pretty good. And just what do you mean by that? Well, is there anything else you can do really well? I just can't think... What are you saying? I managed to cook, clean, and even do laundry. You can't do anything. I do my own laundry. Yeah, right. If tearing apart the clothes is called doing laundry, you do that really well, huh? Haha! Man, they can't do a thing by themselves, yet they act like they rule the world. Don't you agree, Tia? Yeah, I know what you mean. What? Never you mind. In any case, please stay today. Hilda, why don't you go and fix up something? Coming right up. I'll be in the square out back training. Why don't you join me later? Sure, I'd love to. See you then. They're so close. They appear to be nice people, too. Yeah. Okay, so this is Tenbel, and we've already been introduced to several of the characters. We'll go talk to Guy in just a second. First, I like to go to the spell shop here and get some nice new powerful skills, namely Gale, which is an ice type skill, Flash, which is light element. I guess we could get poison from Maxim now. Confuses enemy, puts enemy to sleep. I find that those spells aren't really worth it. They hardly ever work anyway. In fact, I've never even seen the Confuse skill work. I think this is the part where you want to sort your spells. I think the game automatically groups them by type, but you can do it manually if you want to. I just never find it's really worth it. Now this is where the weapons start to become really powerful. So you can get weapons here for your other characters. I'm still not going to do that for the time being, but it's a good idea if I just show you what you can get here. Alright, so having promised to talk to Guy... Hey Maxim, are you ready to have a little match? Well, let's get to it then. Can I strut all my stuff? You'd better or you might end up getting hurt. You're that confident, huh? Okay, coming at you. Guy! What? We were just getting to the fun part. Guy, monsters! Monsters are in town! What? What the? Are you the strongest man around? Who are you? I'll introduce myself after. If you get all my henchmen. Guy, let's have a match after we take care of these punks, okay? Good thinking, let's clean up this scum. Alright, so here we have a mini-boss battle, and Guy is kind enough to help us out in this battle. In this battle, I definitely prefer to have Tia use Spark. I could use the Mega Quake, which I think disposes of them in a single hit. I'm not really sure. I think I need 2 turns for that. But I generally prefer to use standard attacks against these guys because there's something else that's going to come right after this battle that I think warrants more urgent use of my IPs. I'll just attack them head on. I don't really care. Spark didn't do a whole lot. Oh, they do hit really hard. I do not want Tia to die, so... just to be cautious, I'm going to heal my entire party. Thankfully, this is the last time that Tia will be able to take a huge amount of damage. I'll explain why in a little bit. I just love this battle music. It's incredible. Alright, apparently Guy levels up immediately, gaining 12 strength, 12 HP, a lot of strength, and... well, everything, really. Is that it? Whoa, way too easy. What the? My men, blast it! Hey, you're next. Rats in your eyes, I'll be back for you. Oh, I thought he was going to send another wave of enemies at us. Then again, I think I'm thinking of something way later in the game. Some interruption, huh? Well, are you ready? Guy, some weird man took Hilda away. What? Hilda? The scumbag! He ran to the southeast tower. Thanks. I'll go with you, Guy. That tower's full of monsters. It's too dangerous. But not for you, I guess. Let's go. And we finally have our new party member, Guy. Alright, you can buy equipment for him, but he starts out with pretty decent stuff. Though, I suppose, actually, no, he doesn't have a lot of decent stuff. And he only has a short sword. And again, he still has the highest attack power out of anyone. What you want to do is... you want to put Guy over there, so... because in battle, now that you have more than 2 characters, you have a top and a bottom row. The people in the top row deal and take more damage, and... the people in the bottom row, they deal and take less physical damage. Now, Tia is mostly a magic user, and a Mega Quake will not be affected, but she will take 25% less damage by being there. So generally, I find that's a very good trade-off. Now, at the inn, of course, Hilda's not managing it anymore, but if you talk to the granny up here, you can still rest here for free. And we'll head over to the southeast tower where Hilda's being held. But we'll do that next episode since this one's been going on long enough now. But things are definitely starting to heat up in this game, and pretty soon things are going to get a whole lot more interesting. Now, where is the church? Ah, right here. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode for Lufia 2 when we go and rescue Guy's little sister. Or older sister, I don't even know. See you guys then.